In this rat race of a society that we live in, the one thing that we all seem to be chasing in this life is happiness. But how can we achieve it? Why is it important for me to even be happy? And how do I get there? Tonight, all these questions shall be answered. Good evening, Dr. Council and friends. My name is Ventura-Coffey, and it is an honor to be here tonight presenting to you this information about happiness. Today, like I previously stated, you will absorb what happiness is, why it is important, and how you can achieve it. So, I'm going to start the basis of my speech by simply giving a definition as to what happiness is. So, upon my research, with the help of the Greater Good Science Center at the U of C Berkeley, happiness is merely subjective well-being. And if you would like a further, more in-depth description of happiness, you can relate the feeling with mutual feelings such as contentment, joy, positive energy, frequency, and emotion. Sandra Liumetsky, a psychological researcher, explains how happiness takes two forms and how they relate to each other in this video. So let's check it out.
Actually took off a slide where I had about the definition of happiness, thinking, oh, I'll save some time, but obviously that's such an important question. I want to start by just saying what the researcher's definition of happiness is, and that is that it has two components. The first component is it involves the experience of positive emotions, joy, contentment, interest, affection, love, that happier people have more positive emotions and less frequent negative emotions. Of course, happy people experience negative emotions. But that's not enough. I mean, you could imagine experiencing a lot of positive emotions but not really being a truly happy person. And the second component is having a sense of satisfaction with your life, being content with your way you're progressing towards your life goal.
Now, I really enjoyed this video because Sandra really captures the fleeting positive emotions that come with happiness, along with a deeper sense of meaning and purpose in life, and suggests how these emotions and meanings reinforce one another. It is truly a beautiful thing, happiness, and a lot comes with it. Furthermore, on the website of the Mental Health Foundation, as researched by Tony Yu, happiness is also correlated with the following attributes: self-esteem, mental growth, emotional growth, spiritual growth, along with resilience to negativity. Now you may be saying to yourself, wow, there's a lot more to happiness than I thought there was. And you bet your tissue there is. Which leads me to my next point here, and that is why it is important to be happy. So, we hand out these flyers, and we're going to take them. Thank you. You're welcome. You are going to enjoy them. Now, as we get older, we realize that happiness is something that we can cultivate and improve other areas of our life with. According to the U of C Berkeley, happy people are more likely to get married, have that marriage last, be more financially stable, be more creative, and are generally able to see the bigger picture of life more than others. All of these things are extremely critical to the growth of yourself and dealing with those around you. Which is why I also believe it is crucial to find your own joy, create your own joy through hobbies, talking to people, going outside, just looking at the sky, whatever it is. Moreover, as I was reading this book called Unlocking Psychological Wealth by Ed Diener, he explains that our feelings help us interpret the quality of our lives and the world around us and motivate us to behave accordingly. And I believe that this is extremely important to the topic of happiness because that explains why happiness is important. Without happiness, you would have an extremely monochromatic view of the world and you probably really wouldn't find joy in doing anything. So, that being said, I'm going to explain certain steps that might help an individual achieve happiness. And with these flyers, so take these as well, pass them out.
Thank you.
Of course. So, first and foremost, you should realize that happiness is not a destination. It is merely a tool that you should use to travel in your life. When we are not happy or experiencing feelings of gloom, we often feel as if we are lost. And the only way to find yourself is that happiness. If you have that sense of being lost, maybe it's time for you to start where you are currently and just start fresh. Learn to let go of the past and live in the present moment. Everything you do now impacts you later. There have been groundbreaking studies by Everett Worthington, Michael McCulloch, and their colleagues that are part of the U of C Berkeley research team that show that when we forgive those who have wronged us, let go of our past, and let go of our past, we feel better about ourselves, experiencing more positive emotions and feeling closer to others. Furthermore, a good friend of mine named Jeff Durham once said to me that tossing out negative thoughts, self-doubts, rationalizing problems, and seeing them as challenges to be overcome, we get rid of feelings such as depression and joy and worry and dissatisfaction and boredom, grief. And then, by ridding ourselves of all of those emotions, the only thing that is left in our mind is peace and happiness. I find this to be true because it is something that I did in my own life. Once I let go of my past, my ego, everything around me, and just let life be lived the way it should be, it's very easy for me to find happiness, and my quality of well-being increased tenfold. Other ways to find happiness could just simply be going out into nature and unplugging yourself, building new relationships with others, or simply just giving back to your community in some way. Seeing the smile on others' face after you've helped them will surely spark a smile on yours, and it will create that warm glow that you feel in the middle of your chest whenever you help someone. Finding happiness was the best awakening that I had in my life. Letting go of judgment, culture, and accepting you for who you are is when you truly become happy. Loving yourself is extremely critical in this life and this process, because at the end of the day, this is your only shot right here, right now. So just live and love living. Thank you, audience, Professor Council, for this lovely opportunity, and have a good night.